Alright, so this problem here combines annuities and compound interest into the same problem. Let's look at the example so we can understand it. Suppose that between the ages of 22 and 30 you contribute $8,000 per year to a 401k and your employer contributes $4,000 per year on your behalf. The interest rate's 8.8% compounded annually. What's the value of the 401k after 8 years? Okay, so that's going to be an annuity problem because we're going to contribute yearly, and the amount we're going to contribute is going to be the sum of this $8,000 and this $4,000. So let's go get the formula, and since it's compounded annually, we actually get to use the simpler formula. So there's our formula that we will use, and so let's fill it in. We have our P, and again that's the $8,000 plus the $4,000, which is $12,000 going into this 401k, and double parentheses again, 1 plus, and our interest rate is 0.088. We're going to raise that to the 8, right? Because from 22 to 30, you'll take 30 minus 22. So it was for 8 years that money was in there. Then we're going to subtract 1, close the other parentheses, and we're going to divide by the rate of 0.088. And let's see what that results on the calculator. So we'll enter 12,000, double parentheses, 1 plus 0.088, close parentheses. We're going to raise that to the 8. Then we're going to subtract 1 and close another parentheses. Then we'll divide that by 0.088, and we get 131,386. Round to the nearest dollar, so we round that up to 131,387, and that's where we get that number there. Now at this point, let's look at part B. Suppose that after 8 years of working for this firm, you move on to a new job, but you leave the money there. How much money will you have in that account when you reach age 65? So now what we have is an account that has $131,387 in it, and we're not going to touch it, and it's going to grow for 35 years. So we're going to take 65, right, the age of 65 minus 30, which is when we quit working there. So it's been there for 35 years. Now we're going to go back and use the compound interest formula. So P plus 1 plus R over N to the NT. All right, now our P value is this 131,387. So we'll put that in for P. And we're going to assume the same rate, which is fair. It's a good assumption to make. We'll divide by 1, and we raise it to the 1 times 35. So let's put that in the calculator. 131,387, parentheses, 1 plus 0.088 divided by 1. I'll just leave the divided by 1 out because that doesn't change it. We raise that to the 35 and press enter, and we get 2,515,149, and this case it rounds down because it's 0.09, so we'll call that 2,515,149. And now part C says the difference between the amount of money you will accumulate in the 401k and the amount you contributed to the plan is. Now let's go back up. This is one of the great benefits of 401ks. I'll give you some advice here. If you take a job and your company offers you money as a match on the 401k, you do everything you have to do to get every bit of the match because it is free money. So in this case, this person contributed $8,000 is all they had to contribute. The employer did $4,000, but that was not part of the contributions that you contributed, and they did it for just 8 years. So 8,000 times 8 is $64,000. So for the sum of $64,000, you were able to turn that into $2.5 million. So we want to know how much was the interest. What's the difference between what we contributed and what the account is worth? So we take 2,515,149, and we're going to subtract 64,000 from that, which is our skin in the game. And when we do that, we get this $2,451,149. So I love this example, one, because this applies to me in real life. And so I have a great description down here in the OneNote if you're interested in looking through the OneNote to see my actual example and how it has worked out for me. And I've not even reached age 65 yet. So anyway, this is a very important example, and very important to understand this for your personal future financial success. So I hope you take this question to heart and understand how all this works. So if you have any questions, just let me know.